This is your daily market review for Monday, March 20th, 2023. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Maxey, DXP Realty, aka The Trading Agent. This is your daily market review, Monday, March 20th, 2023. I would say this is a boring / frustrating / kind of stuck inside day. We had the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, and you're gonna probably see the market just square off position, blow off IV, because if the market can't really take the big drop with Credit Suisse's release, whatever announcement of getting bought out by UBS, then the market might be playing games as it likes to in front of what? The big Fed rate hike coming on Wednesday. So stick around. Let's get mentally prepared for what's to come. And reach out if you have any questions at all. Here to help. Almost dropped the microphone there. All right. Twitter. Follow on Twitter. The word of the day. Patience. Where is it? Where are you? Somewhere. Patience. That was what I was thinking today. Honestly, just be safe. Be thoughtful. Don't get too crazy about, I don't know, just in general what to do immediately. So if you have any questions, it's a good place to reach out. Back to basics. Gotta love all the videos we got here. There's a special one for this week. If you're not familiar, it's how does the market act before the FOMC meeting? Well, here you go.
How to trade them.
Check it out, please. And if you're familiar or need more information and would like the Back to Basics series a little more in depth, come on, load. Here's the website. All of the stuff is in the description below. If you have any questions, it starts from beginner to more advanced topics. All the videos in this series. So on that note, let's jump into it. Market's closing as we speak. Bitcoin chopping around. We talked about this broadening pattern. Is this a breakout? Is it a breakout? It feels like it, but the problem is that you're now coming into, let's just pull this to right around. Yeah, I was going to say right around here. Can it get over 28, 29, 30,000? That's tough to tell. Again, if you've been long it, we talked about trading around it. So far, so good, but man, that's a big move. 19 up to 28. Do the math there. It's a almost 30% move. So oil, holding on for dear life. Needs to hold the mid-60s. If it does, I think it can go higher in time. Personally, I think it might be stuck, though, kind of like natural gas, because here's the hardest thing about commodities, right? The Feds are going to raise rates tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Wednesday. Do oil and gas get stuck and waterlogged until the Fed pivots? Now, the thing is, the Feds aren't going to pivot. They're not going to go, all right, raise rates, and then next week announce a pivot. Unless the market gets a little squirrely. And if it does, well, then we will be there to capitalize on such. Just keep that in mind. All right. The dollar. Interesting action today. Gaps down on the UP to the range lows. Now what, you say? Now what, say you? I mean, here's the monster trend line. Now again, it can go under it, and it's done that before, but watching this area, it's probably the 50-day, 27s. That's what I'd be watching. Remember, dollar volatility up, down, it's tough to know. Bonds. This is the bonds. TLT. Stuck. No man's land. I really don't have. It's kind of one of the things. Go with. Goes lower. Rates higher. Under 104. Go higher. You got to get over 108, 109. This whole area. So that's basically what I have on that. It's not rocket science. It's not anything special other than just watch the range, because the volatility in bonds is crucial. Are rates going lower because of recession? Are rates going higher because of inflation's entrenching? I don't know. So if I don't know, I'll just watch the ranges. The VIX coming back down, opens high, closes low. Seems to have this alternating pattern. I'd love to see the VIX wake up getting into the Fed meeting, because then the Fed meeting could set off what I think is the fireworks. We'll see what happens. SPY chopping around. Another boring day. At the 200-day, here's the 20-day coming in. Do we get there tomorrow? Do we get there on the FOMC? I don't know. Keep an eye on it. That's what I'm watching. 20-day. QQQ was lagging today, finally. Thought this might be a left-right combo, but you know what? Lower lows, lower highs. We'll see if that confirms. Need a little more information. Looks like a pivot point. IWM stuck at the range lows, as we've talked about. If it fails, watch out. Market will follow. DIA chopping at the under the 200-day and December lows. This is crucial. Meaning, if you can get back above it, it could start a run up. If it can't, then that's a major, major, major problem. Because again, once you get below the December lows the following year, it implies that you're probably making lower lows. Gold, flat day, getting up near 2,000. We're at some major areas, obviously. This area around this red line. Will it fail? I don't know. Again, people, again, I don't mind bringing up my own mistakes. People say, well, you've been wrong. Okay, yeah. I talked about this double bottom, but I said I thought it would be a bounce and chop to lower. Guess what? Wrong. That's all right. Well, when are you going to get in? Well, Dan doesn't chase. Fourth quarter starts pretty soon. We'll see the seasonality. Do they throw the baby out with the bathwater? Don't know. Silver, not really confirming it, obviously. You would think silver would be ripping up towards, I don't know, somewhere in the mid-20s. It is just at 20.68. Things that make you question it. GDX closing up near the range highs. Check this out. See if it gets a little higher. GDXJ, you would think would be up more. We'll see. Does it fill the gap? I mean, we've got resistance here coming into it. And again, so if you own miners, manage your positions. If you don't want to listen to me because I've been wrong here, that's fine. But I'm not chasing this stuff because I've warned people 1,000 times. Yes, this could be a W bottom, but also, too, I've seen miners get absolutely curb stomped when the market dumps. If the market dumps, is it going to be different this time? We'll see. Apologize for congestion. AG, double bottom. We talked about this being a professional gap. It could go a little higher. I have to redraw everything because everything didn't save right. It's over the range. Watch the 50-day. Could it get up to here? 8 seems logical. AEM, no, it's not really doing much today. Interesting. Opens up, closes at the lows. Basically a day of waste. Didn't really do anything. Newmont down, small amount, just chopping at the 250-day cross. Good old PAAS up at the range highs, channel highs, whatever you want to call it. Is this a breakout? Again, we'll see. I mean, I'm watching the monthly. The 100-month is right there. Let's get into tech. AMD, what are you doing? Down today? No way. Is this the pivot point up there? This thing typically has straight line or chop move tops. Is this a chop top or straight line? We'll see. Need more information. NVIDIA up, chopping. Is that the pivot point? Because it looks like it. Big volume, red candle, novice gap. Keep an eye on it. Now, again, this is what gets so hard. Does it have to fail today? Not always. Taiwan Semi just riding the 50-day over the 20-day if you want to consider bullish, but still in the what I would consider a chop zone. Need more information. SMH in a chop zone, right? Chopping along the range high into the range highs. I mean, could we get over it? Anything is possible. I would be watching now. I mean, we're basically there. I don't know how you want to draw this line, but that's how I would draw it just for now. Keep it on. I was watching Intel today because Intel hit the 200-day yesterday. Yeah, Friday. Backed off. Doesn't really look that good, does it? Adobe had earnings last week. Popped. Chopped. Continuing, right? I mean, again, this is so hard when you look at this stuff because you know you're in the stuck zones potentially, but market's holding up, so certain things are holding up. Apple trying to get over new highs. Off the highs. Volume dying? Come on, we'll see. Now again, don't bring a ruler. I know it's slightly over. Could it break out? Does it need to get up to this trend line? I don't know. I don't know. Could we get a buddy pass upgrade? I don't know. I mean, all this stuff just seems so suspect. Amazon lays off people. Stock goes down? No way. Watch it. It's just choppy, sloppy range. CRM, some people shorted this last week on that pop. Needs to break. Man, literally today's low. 182 and change. Guggenheim, down. Now, it hits the 200-day. We talked about it. Potentially, it's a big move. 10, 20, 12% in a week. Backing off. Meta, I mean, another upgrade. I don't know. People just are stupid about it. This to me is like, again, we talked about like an M But the breakout on fake news, watch what happens. Because once you get back under the mid 190s, it could go quick. Microsoft got dropped today. That looks like a left-right combo. Not the volume you want to see on the down move, but the action confirms. It looks pretty ugly. NDAQ, we talked about this going nowhere. A whole lot of fast, right? See? Right? No. Yeah. I mean, we talked about this being a subject to variable of lower volumes in the NASDAQ 100 trading, people not owning tech long-term. I'm telling you, it's turning over. MicroStrategy, up, down, left, right. Nice. That's an interesting candle. Outside reversal. Come on, pull it over. Yep. We'll see. I mean, not a complete outside reversal, but just interaction. Opens high, closes back inside the body. Netflix has been lagging. Talked about this last week. Hit a nice little sweet spot. Watch what happens here around 310. Roblox, no continuation today. Doesn't look very healthy. Seems to be stuck in the chop cycle, chop zone. If it backs off again, failure to launch. Tesla, good old Tesla. I mean, since the game over candle, it's just chopping here. I mean, could it hit the 20-day? I mean, that's your call. Here's that candle. As of right now, I mean, again, I'd look for adding shorts. I mean, it seems like somebody's trying to hold it under 185, but man, I'd love to see it squeeze one time and then drop bombs on it. Materials, finally, little up day. They've been, man, just beaten. That's not really what you want to see, but gap up. Doji, not really much. Nucor up a couple percent, got up to 150. Backs off. Looks a little better than Nucor. Caterpillar had been absolutely throttled lately, popping a little bit, getting into the gap. Again, oversold rallies. Market holds up, holds the 200-day. Of course, it's going to bounce. Letter VALE, not X. This thing looks stuck. Hit the 200-day, chopping around. This area right here, you can see around 16. Just keep an eye on it. Arrow, copper, up and down. Coming off the highs or holding up. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I don't need to overthink this, but you can see, like, this is the start of the volume at price node that I'd be watching. Now, again, you're like, well, zoom out, Dan. Yes, well, let's do that. You can still see this area. This area matters. So keep an eye on it. CCJ, I don't know. Someone said they went long this for a trade. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, I don't. 28, 29 area, talked about it backing off. I personally, again, it's the same thing with commodities. Do you want to like try to like get involved, go long before the market kadooshas? If it does, then probably not. That's just me. I'd rather wait at this point. CF, man, these names just gotten obliterated down to the lows. I like this stuff a lot. Let it come on in. Come on in. AA or something. Moss, Mosaic. Breaking the trend line. Man, you would love to see this down in the 37s. I don't think it would have much downside after that. I mean, this thing can move too. It can move 20 points pretty quickly. NTR, same kind of thing. Just chopping around, holding at the range lows. I wish all my stuff saved and it didn't, but whatever. Holding pattern. AA, talked about this getting down into the 30s at some point. It did. Now what? It just holding here. Talked about making a lower high like this chop top. If steel, or I'm sorry, not steel. If aluminum was doing well, this stuff would be much higher. It's not. XLF, chopping, slopping. No, nothing. Again, today, another day. I mean, it says ex-dividend day. But you got your 15 cents if you really wanted it. And yeah, we'll see what happens here. Again, I still think at some point we're heading down to the range lows and probably going to either break them or hold. Check the monthly. Oh, come on. I got to do all this drawing across. Yep. See what happens. Because if the monthly, I mean, a lower high, 20-month, could get fugly fast. Speaking of, yeah, JP Morgan should be up more, right? Doji in between at the 200-day. Morgan Stanley chopping around under the 200-day. Doesn't look that good. Goldman Sachs. Chop at the range lows. Can it hold? It better. Solar, not surprised, bounced a little today. Oil bounced a little bit. At range, trend lows. Due to consolidate? Maybe. ENPH. Things all over the place today. I mean, it's at the trend line. I still don't trust it, but maybe it needs a 20-day touch and then fail. Sedge, this thing has gotten cooked. Now it's just chopping. That seems pretty normal. First Solar trying to cook but chopping. Seems pretty normal. Does it need an M top? I doubt it, but it might be just one of these things where it chops, then it flops. Let's end it with your favorite oil friends, USO. Back at the range lows, just like oil. Got to see what happens here. You can't really. Now again, I don't make the charts, right? I don't draw them, but this is interesting. You're breaking what I'd consider support, which we've done a couple times, right? And then what? Just hanging out. That's interesting pattern. We'll see if it's about to go lower. UNG, up, down, leave it alone. You got to have traded it. I mean, this thing is coming right back down. Sad. Is what it is. XOP hit the 120. That rhymes. XDiv today. Again, you got to see what happens in this area. This is what I thought the max downside is, but now oil is not looking so weak, so strong. Sorry, I wouldn't be surprised if it went down into the low. Again, today's just one of those days. I don't have much energy. I don't know why, but you guys are just don't really care about the markets. Didn't do a single thing today. Exxon Mobil hits this 200-day area, chopping. Not surprised. PXD going down, popping, chopping. I mean, it just looks like it's biding time, Next support is obviously down here in the 160s, the 140s. Keep an eye on it. Occidental, Buffett buying. All right, holding the range lows. I mean, I would love to see much lower, but we'll see what happens. It just seems to be a choppy, sloppy mess. However you want to trade that, you go right ahead, girl. EQT, again, this is just one of those days where, it's like the day between the days, right? The next FOMC meeting is always the most important FOMC meeting, right? Like that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah. Riding the lightning of the downward bound. This company is just absolutely struggling if they can't manage their gas spec positioning for hedges. Let's end it with Flex LNG, up 4.5% today. Reaches range lows, a nice little bounce. Hits the 50-day again. I'm waiting. And this is the hardest thing, is being patient. Now, the average trader, again, what do? They sit around and expect things to happen right now, all the time, every day. Problem is the market has time that it's living on. It's doing its own thing. Again, be patient. Set your stops, define your risk. Do I think we're going much higher? No, I don't. But I would not be surprised if the markets play games. Markets do that quite frequently. So if you're familiar, unfamiliar, scared of the games, whatever you want to call it, just be thoughtful. That's all I can tell you. So at this point, going on with the market, wait a little bit and know your levels. Don't be surprised if you see some traps from the FOMC. Because if you're not familiar with FOMC traps, please watch the videos. Again, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can see what we're up to. This is not easy. And sometimes folks don't realize is that, again, the time of things. If you have levels, you define your risk, and you can be patient, that's what financials paid off pretty good, right? Same kind of thing with multiple trades. Remember how when we pick bottoms in October, and we pick bottoms in certain times of the year or tops, you wish it's a V top, you wish it just tops and then flops, but more times than not, it's hard to flip sentiment. And also, too, you want everyone bullish at the highs to go lower, and you want everyone bearish at the lows to go up. Sorry, bullish at the highs to go lower, yeah. And so at this point, I think we're just playing this game, because when I look at the market, I see a lot of chop trying to precede something. So be thoughtful, be careful. Hit me up if you have any questions. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. Talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.